What's up? What's up? Welcome to the Really Bro Podcast, episode 43. I am your host, Big King TB. We're going to get right into the Cleveland sports news. Everybody has heard about the trade for James Harden. We gave up Darius Garland and a second-round draft pick, second-round draft pick for next year. And I noticed that a lot of people were talking about when it first broke, they didn't think it was a very good trade. They said you're giving up this young superstar, and I like Darius Garland. Don't get me wrong. I like Darius Garland. He's an exciting player, young player, but he can't stay healthy. And I noticed that in the playoffs, he always freezes against Boston because that's who we have to go through. Even though the possibility of Tatum not playing, Boston is still the team we got to beat. And we haven't beaten them in the past 2 years. 3 years, maybe. But then once you've seen him play, I think since he's been back there like 3-0, and you see why the Cavs traded for him. You trade for a guy that can be a double-double machine in assists, points, and can hit those clutch baskets. Not saying Darius Garland didn't hit clutch baskets. He did. But Harden hits them when it truly fucking matters. I didn't really know how I felt about the trade. But as I watch him, all you're getting is the James Harden about. His knock is he can't win in the playoffs. He disappears in the playoffs. He gives you 2 points in the playoffs. Great regular season player. He's one of the greatest scorers I've ever seen. One of them. Not saying but one of them. He's definitely in there as one of the NBA's best scorers of all time. Along with, Michael Jordan and Kevin Durant. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about accomplishments. I'm just talking about from a perspective of a pure NBA scorer who can get to the basket, who can get fouls. Just a phenomenal player. And he's gotten older. I think he's like 36. He's gotten older, but he can still, he's not going to drop 40 like he used to. He'll drop it once in a while. But I think it was a good trade because you want to win now. I think the Cavs look at this as this team has a 5-year window, and 3 of them have already passed. You got to resign Donovan Mitchell. You got to resign him, right? He's the star of the team. He's your number one option. You have to make him happy to keep him here in Cleveland. And I think that trading for James Harden was a step in that direction. A lot of people may disagree. I think it's a blessing and a curse. Where I think the curse is you're giving up a 26-year-old young guy who has many more years in the league, a great player, and somebody who was a great locker room guy. And then the curse is, I think, I don't really know the extent of his injuries, but he can't stay healthy. He has 2 bad feet. And you can't build this team and try to win a championship about a guy who plays half the season. You can't. You got to make a move now. And will James Harden resign? Who knows? Maybe if we don't have the fancy, strip clubs and bars and stuff like LA has, but maybe he'll like the culture. Cleveland has some of the finest women in the country. Ohio as a whole. I don't think he's interested in that because I think I heard allegedly he has a girlfriend here close to the area or something like that. I don't know how true that is, but I hope he does resign. I hope he does stay. Because a guy with that veteran leadership, that locker room leadership, the skill he has will not put most of the pressure on Donovan Mitchell. You know, because when Garland was off, I mean, Donovan Mitchell felt like he had to go ahead and try to score and try to win the game. And now you got a guy. Oh, and another thing too. Harden is not just good for Donovan Mitchell. If you've seen the games, he is great for the bigs. He's doing stuff for the bigs that Garland didn't do or couldn't do. Jared Allen is looking like Wilt Chamberlain out there now. With the alley-oops and the pick and rolls, and Harden is a pick and roll master. That's one of the things that Garland didn't do, was get the bigs involved. Because everybody's talking about Mobley and, you know, he hasn't reached his ceiling. We don't know if he's going to reach his ceiling. He definitely is going to reach his ceiling with Harden when he comes back healthy. They're going to eat. Allen and Mobley are going to eat in the paint. Because you know why? Harden commands double and triple teams. All he has to do is set up the pick and roll. And the defense going to send 2-3 players at him, which is going to leave the lane open. You seen the games? You seen the Sacramento game? Who else? The Denver game? Allen had like 29 points one game. He had 30-something. I mean, they're going to eat. So, yes, I do think that move was a great one for Cleveland. I like the Harden trade. It's good for the short term, not necessarily great for the long term because you don't know if you're going to keep him. Because if he doesn't resign, I mean, you gave up Garland for nothing. But, I mean, based on his history and based on his health and his playoff history, is that really such a bad thing? I mean, if Harden doesn't resign, that frees up money to go get you another free agent, or, you know, if there's somebody you like in the draft, you know, we're going to be okay. The Cavs are going to be okay. So quit your panicking. Enjoy this season. No doubt we're going to make the playoffs, but let's hope we get further than the second round this time. Fan favorite David Njoku. From what I heard, he has left the Cleveland Browns. They didn't come up with a deal, allegedly. My thoughts about David Njoku. I feel like the Browns felt David Njoku, although he's a great locker room guy, he's a great community guy, he's a great person all around, he never fit the bill. His hands was always an issue. He made some great plays on the field, and then he made some very bad plays on the field. Drops. You know, looking like sometimes he wasn't putting in 100% effort. I think he was great for Shedeur. You know, he was great for Shedeur. I think a great friend and a mentor to him. Playmaker. I just feel that the Browns felt that Njoku was never going to reach that ceiling that they thought he would. I don't even want to say, I might even say that he might have been overrated. And I'm not saying that in a bad way, because somebody could be a good player, but you expect these high expectations of them, which are not really conducive which is not really reality. Not saying they won't have a great career or a great or is not a great player, but sometimes you could put so much on somebody's plate and expect them to deliver when they possibly can't. And I think that was the case with David Njoku. Good tight end, good player. He wasn't going to be Travis Kelce. He wasn't going to be Gronk. But I think that was the expectations that the Cleveland Browns placed on him when they drafted him. And I think that was kind of unfair. So, hey, man, I like David Njoku. I wish him the best of luck. There's always a chance he comes back. I don't really know exactly what's going on, but that was the reports that he wasn't coming back. And speaking of somebody else who wasn't coming back, so I know I'm late to the news. The Cleveland Browns hired Todd Monken as the head coach of the Cleveland Browns. I really don't know how I feel about that. But I will say that because they hired Todd Monken, Jim Schwartz wasn't happy about it. He thought he was going to get the head coaching job. He felt slighted. I heard he kind of like stormed out of the facilities when he found out Todd Monken got the job. And so he retired because he was still under contract. He can't just leave. So he had to retire, which is crazy to me. Because although I understand your passion, Jim, I understand that you wanted to be the head coach of the Cleveland Browns. And just like anybody in any job that gets passed over for a promotion, you salty. You salty as fuck. You upset. But that's not the way to do shit. I mean, I'm sure he has enough money and everything, you know. So he's not really worried about a paycheck and whatnot. But that kind of shows your character. That kind of shows why they didn't pick you for the head coaching job. You kind of answered their own question, you know, and their question was, could we depend on you to be a good person and a good mentor to our team as the head coach? And by you saying, hey, man, you ain't give me the job, fuck you, you answered their question, which is no. What kind of example is that? Quitting because you didn't get something. Having a tantrum like a baby. And now I'm not trying to jump on Jim Schwartz. I understand his frustration, like I said. I understand it. I get it. But there are different ways to handle that shit. I get it. You were upset. You put your heart and soul into the defense. You put your heart and soul into coaching. And you felt like they shitted on you. Well, couldn't it just be simply that you were so valued as a defensive coordinator that they just wanted to keep you in that position? And maybe they felt like if we gave Jim Schwartz the head coach position, the defense will suffer. Because even though, you know, your new defensive coordinators will run the same scheme and all that, it's not like you having your fingers on the button. I want the chef cooking my meal, not the fry cook, not the sous chef. I want the chef cooking my meal. So I understand that from the Browns' perspective. We had the Super Bowl Sunday, Seahawks versus Patriots. I had the Seahawks winning all the way. The Seahawks were just a better fucking team. It just wasn't even fucking close. It started off slow, and then Seattle blew it open in the second half. Actually, the second half score is what I expected in the first half from Seattle. I expected them to be up fucking 3 touchdowns in the first half. I'll be honest with you. Even though Patriots did have a good year, I do think they were fucking overrated as far as winning a Super Bowl. Yes, they did the right things. They had a great regular season. They got through the playoffs. Even though I think they would lose against Denver if their quarterback was healthy. But I don't know. Something just felt off. It just felt like, you got this well-oiled machine in Seattle going up against this, wannabe good team. They're a good team, but you know what I'm saying? They're the underdogs, right? They're the underdogs, And even though New England has this record for, winning Super Bowls with Tom Brady and this and that, Drake May ain't Tom Brady. He ain't. And Vrabel ain't Belichick. And you saw what happened. So, congratulations, Seahawks. But the game wasn't the only thing that was talked about. Everybody, unless you've been hiding under rock, you've heard about the halftime show. And I see all these mixed reactions about Bad Bunny and not speaking English, blah, blah, blah. It's un-American, blah, 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 blah. How the fuck is it un-American? He's from Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory, just like the Virgin Islands, meaning that people who were born in these places are U.S. citizens. So that was the dumbest shit I've ever heard. But then there was a controversy about them dancing and the culture. And I personally liked the Super Bowl halftime. I liked it. I didn't see anything wrong with it. So what is the Spanish? So what? They're American citizens. That's the language they speak. But you know who didn't like it. I don't even have to say. You know who didn't like it, though. If you know, you know. And now the House GOP is talking about they're investigating the lyrics and the dance moves and saying, that, his songs were inappropriate. I thought you couldn't understand Spanish. How do you know his lyrics and stuff was inappropriate if you didn't know what he was talking about? Because wasn't that the big complaint? I cut it off because I didn't understand what he was saying. I didn't understand the language. But you understood it enough to see if his lyrics were inappropriate. So now you speak Spanish. Which is the craziest fucking thing. To try to investigate Bad Bunny, and this is alleged. I don't know how true it is. I did actually see something. I actually did see something on Instagram where somebody from, I don't know who these people are, but somebody from the government or whatever was talking about they're going to launch an investigation and they weren't happy with this and that. And then your favorite fake boxer, Jake Paul, he called Bad Bunny a fake citizen. And he said, I'm turning off the halftime show. This is trash. Whatever. Jake, there's nothing fake about him being a citizen. He is a U.S. citizen. He is American. And don't you live in Puerto Rico? How are you going to live in Puerto Rico, not paying U.S. taxes, I might add, allegedly, living off the land of Puerto Rico, allegedly, and you're going to shit on one of Puerto Rico's biggest stars, but probably the biggest right now? You're going to send out these crazy tweets and these crazy Instagram posts about a guy who comes from the country or U.S. territory, whatever you want to call it, where you live, where you moved to. How's that going for you, buddy? How's that going for you? How are the citizens there reacting to your comments? And later, he did come out and try to clear it up. Of course, he apologized for calling him a fake U.S. citizen and stuff. I don't understand why people are not understanding that Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory. And actually, why are you not understanding that America is a continent and that the United States is a country in the continent, along with several other countries? And I think that the halftime show reminded people of that, and they didn't like it. Because everybody just thinks America is by itself, not connected to anything. You don't have Mexico. You don't have South America. We're literally called North America. So obviously it had to be a South America, right? I don't know. I just find it so weird of people's arguments. Just say what you want to say. Just go ahead and say it. Don't beat around the bush. Go ahead, say it. Don't use people's ethnicities or culture or the way they dress, the way they dance, the way they look, what the food they eat. Just say what you want to say. Just put it out there. We know what you want to say. Just say it. Go ahead. It's a free country. Freedom of speech and all that. Go ahead. Don't beat around the bush. Cardi B and Stephon Diggs broke up in the middle of the Super Bowl. And now allegedly, it was because Stephon Diggs, I think he brought like one of his child's mothers and the child and had them in with good seats at the Super Bowl. I really don't understand. What did you expect? So you're dating a guy who allegedly had like 2 other babies on you, like within the same year, or three other babies or whatever. And you're getting upset with that. My thing is, y'all know what y'all were doing. Y'all were smashing or whatever, or being friends. That's fine. That's fine. You can't. This is a problem I have with you ladies. This is a problem I have with you ladies. That old saying, what's that? A zebra never changes its stripes. A leopard never changes its dots or whatever. You women are attracted to a certain type of person. That gets you. And then when they still continue to be the same person, even towards you, you got a problem with it. You got a problem with it. It's, for example, like if a woman is dating, messing around with a married man, and then the married man says, fuck it, I'm about to leave her, I'm about to be with you. How the fuck is you gonna be mad or surprised that the nigga step out on you after he gets with you? He done told you what he gonna do. You can't sit up here crying and complaining. And I'm not saying Cardi B crying and complaining, because she rich. She got many options. She's a beautiful woman. She ain't tripping. But I'm just saying, when I see all the comments online, how he did Cardi B, what the fuck you mean how he did Cardi B? He already told you what type of nigga he was. And I'm not knocking him for that. He told you. He showed you. And so obviously, you know, they've been together for a while. It's not like the shit was a surprise. Not like she just woke up Super Bowl morning and found out all this shit. She already knew about all this shit. And maybe she just decided this was the day she was like, fuck it, I'm not doing this shit no more. But we'll see. Because I don't know if this is the first breakup. I think it's the first breakup. First breakups are the best because the first breakups always leads to makeup sex. And makeup sex is the best. We all know that. We all know that shit. So will they be back together tomorrow? Next week? Next month? Probably. You know, you got to get that makeup in. You understand what I'm saying? Now, after that first one, that second and third one, then, you know, y'all might as well call it raps. But everybody's entitled to that first breakup. Everybody's entitled to that first breakup and get back together. Everybody's entitled to that. That should be something we just pull out of our pocket and shit. You know, we break up and shit, but like, hey, I got one I can use. We getting back together. You know, just carry it in your pocket. That one breakup. Everybody's entitled to the one breakup without judgment and getting back together. Everybody's entitled to that. We have Atlanta Falcons player. What's this dude name? James Pierce. Oh man, this shit's crazy. So allegedly he's dating a WNBA player, and he was charged. He was arrested for stalking her and trying to ram his car, his Lambo, into her car, and then he was resisting arrest. And then, like they said, a police officer got injured, and now he's facing like 5 or 6 felonies, and he in trouble. Dude's in trouble. And my thing is, you a young black man, made it to the NFL. Got money, success. You even found you a beautiful woman that has her own. She got her own thing. Isn't that what you want? Ain't that what we talk about? We want a woman with her own shit. WNBA player. And even if it didn't work out, you crash out. You crash the fuck out. You throw all that fucking hard work away, all those millions away for a chick. That's the problem. I don't understand you niggas. I got a multi-million-dollar contract. Can't no chick get to me. Hell, you can't get to me now and I'm broke. I ain't crashing out over no chick. I ain't wrecking my Lambo. Fuck wrong with you, nigga? That's why niggas can't have wealth today. You get wealth and then you blow it on some bullshit. You probably gonna get cut. The contract probably about to get void. Unless by some miraculous event that they just throw everything away, which probably ain't fucking happening. Especially with the cop talking about he got injured and shit. He ain't letting that go. And you crash out over some booty. And I'm pretty sure it's some respectable booty. I get it. She seems to be a lovely female, a lovely lady. I get it. But we're talking about the main thing here. You crashing out over some booty, man. You can't crash out over no booty. You can't throw away generational wealth over some booty. If I had generational wealth, man, couldn't no booty get to me. I'll be getting too much booty. I know that sounds crazy, but I had booty over here, booty over there, booty everywhere. You understand? It be booty falling out the ceiling. I mean, it be booty everywhere. I ain't tripping. You break up with me, fine. Go ahead, bro. Bye. There's about 5-10 more waiting to take your place. And even me being broke, I'm broke. I don't even have to have millions. I still have that mentality. Yeah, it's okay, she whip it on you, whatever, and you like her. It's okay if y'all get into a disagreement and you trying to get her back, but do it in the right way. Crash your Lambo trying to, possibly, hurt her or even, God forbid, kill her. It's not the way to do it, bro. It ain't the way to do it, bro. You can't just be. And why you pick the Lambo? What I would do for a Lambo? A Lambo? Nigga, you couldn't get, rent you a Toyota, a Toyota Corolla or some shit? The Lambo? The Lambo. Man, that's ridiculous as fuck. Man, y'all niggas is crazy. No fucking way you should be crashing out over no girl. I don't care who she is. She could be Michelle Obama. You don't crash out. I bet you Barack wouldn't crash out. Glorilla and her sister, Brorilla, seem to be falling out. And this leads me to a question I'm gonna ask later after my commentary. So Glorilla and her sister, it's been all over the internet. The sister alleged that, Glorilla wasn't taking care of her family, wasn't sending mom no money, didn't take care of her siblings, blah, blah, blah. Basically she's saying she out here struggling, she's starving, and Glorilla out here living her best life, going on tour, selling records, making money, and this and that. And she put like her, the whole family on blast. Talking about she owe her some money, and I found out, allegedly the money was only about $2,500. Like, what the fuck you gonna do with $2,500? I don't think you should crash out on your family for $2,500. $25,000 is one thing, but $2,500, that's what all you asking for, $2,500. And even if that's all she asking for, Glow, you can't give her $2,500. But as the story unfolds, you realize that Glorilla doesn't fuck with her. So allegedly, in the past, her sister Brorilla. What the fuck are these names, bro? So you got Glorilla and Brorilla. And she's named Brorilla. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. So allegedly, like, Brorilla had, in the past, had called the police on her, even tried to shoot her. So this is why Glorilla has an issue with her sister. This is why she don't fuck with her. And I can understand that. I mean, listen, family go through a lot of shit. I know. Family goes through a lot of shit. And 99.9% of shit can be worked out with family because you're family. Shit that happens in family isn't the same as like something that happens with a friend or a coworker or somebody outside of family. Family gets leniency. Family gets a pass on certain shit. She called the police on her. Okay, we mad. We might not talk for a couple weeks. We upset. Okay, I can get over that. With family. Trying to shoot me though? Nah. Nah, that's nah. So allegedly, Glorilla tried to shoot Glorilla back in the day. And that's why Glorilla is upset. Is don't fuck with her. And nah. So that leads me to my question. Our celebrities have made it obligated to take care of their family. Obligated. My answer to that is, I'm going to keep it real. Nobody is obligated to do anything in life for anybody. Is it the right thing to do? Absolutely. You come up, you become a athlete, you become a famous rapper, you become, you making money on the internet, whatever. I don't know. I don't care. Whatever it is, you're a businessman, you're a doctor, a lawyer, whatever. And actually, those are regular jobs. I mean, really I'm talking about like when you start talking about millions of dollars, if you making $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, you should. No, you're not really supporting nobody. They can get their own job. But I'm talking about you happen to be very successful. Millions of dollars, contracts. Yeah. It's the right thing to do, take care of your family. Except if somebody try to shoot your ass. I ain't taking care of no motherfucker body tried to shoot my ass. Fuck you. You tried to literally shoot me and shot at me or missed or whatever. Kick rocks, nigga. I don't care about it. Don't ever speak to you again. And that's really the only thing. Everything else can 100% be worked out. Because you're family. And it's family over everything. So she sent, the sister is, it caught attention to everybody. So now she's all on the internet, people sending her money. She's out there, she's making money now and everything. So I guess it kind of worked out. And Glorilla came out and said, hey, that's not true what she said. I do take care of my mother. I do take care of blah, 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 and this and that. So, I just think that when it comes to like family business, that shit should just stay in the house. You shouldn't be on the internet putting that shit out there like that. You shouldn't really be putting personal business. And I get it. But her putting the personal business out there made people aware. And now she's pop. Well, now she's, having her 15 minutes of fame. So, yeah, I mean, it worked out. And I'm glad it worked out for the best. Now, I wasn't going to talk about this, but I'm going to run through it. So, earlier this week on the White House Twitter or whatever, or whoever, the White House posting, they posted a picture of Barack Obama and Michelle Obama as apes. And everybody went fucking crazy. Why the fuck are y'all so mad? Why the fuck are y'all so surprised? And why are y'all letting this get y'all out y'all hookup? You already know how they feel about you. We knew this. And this is the time you want to, put outrage. This is the time where you want to get angry and vocal. It's all a distraction. That shit don't mean shit. That shit don't faze me. I get it. I understand where the anger is coming. I understand it. But I'm not surprised, and I don't care. Barack and Michelle know they ain't no apes. The former presidents of the Barack was former president, and Michelle was the former first lady. Hell, I haven't heard them say anything about it. You know why? Because they don't care. It doesn't bother them. It doesn't hurt them. They know what to expect, and they're used to it. We all are. From certain individuals. Not everybody. From certain individuals. And when I seen it, I didn't feel any way about it. I'll be honest with you. I didn't feel any way about it because it's kind of like, we've been here before. I've seen this before. Maybe not exactly in that circumstance, with the gorillas and apes. But how many times have we seen, remember when Barack was in office and they were showing pictures of, them making fake Barack Obama dolls and, with nooses around them and I mean, we could just even go far as back as Jim Crow, and we can go far as back as, the civil rights movement. I mean, nothing surprises me about this administration. Nothing is going to get me, upset or angry. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. And it's not because I don't care about the meaning behind these things. I know what they're meaning. I know what they're trying to say. I know what they're doing. But it doesn't affect my life. I won't let it. I won't sit up here and be upset. Oh my God, God damn it, they're so this is outrage. You know what's an outrage? Them damn Epstein files. Release them motherfuckers. And do something about that. Thank you for joining me, the Really Bro Podcast, episode 43. Don't forget you can catch all episodes on YouTube and Spotify. All the clips will be on TikTok and Instagram. Just type in the search bar, the Really Bro Podcast. And check me out next week for the next episode of the Really Bro Podcast. Later.